off, thank you for having the time to sit down with us today.
It's an honor.
Tonight, of course, yes, tonight. Attorney General, tell us first, running for governor, what are the biggest problems that you see Texas is facing right now? And if elected governor, what do you hope to accomplish?
Well, first and foremost, we need to keep Texas #1 in the country for creating jobs. We want everyone to be able to get a job, and I want to be the kind of governor that continues that job growth. The second challenge we have, frankly, is concerns about spillover violence across the border. I was down in McAllen a couple of days ago, and they were very concerned about it, just like people in Austin and North Texas are. Third thing is to make sure that we have the very best education system for the kids of this state. You know, the Texas of tomorrow will be based upon the education we provide kids today. And then the fourth and last thing I'll tell you is that I see the state of Texas through the eyes of my own daughter, and I want to make sure every child in this state has the opportunity to smile, to hope, to dream, and to achieve.
And Mr. You told me yourself right now, off camera, you've been to McAllen, you've been doing your tour, and you're seeing these people up close and personal. And one of the things you mentioned is trying to deliver the message to the Hispanic community that's growing here in Texas. Tell me how you plan to do that.
Well, I've been married into the Hispanic community for more than 30 years. My wife is a Latina. If I'm elected, she'll be the first Latina First Lady in the governor's mansion. And because I've been married for 30 years, we have found something unique. And that is, even though we came from different homes, our lives are based on the same foundation. So as I say it, dos casas, pero una fundación. We come from different houses, but our foundation is all based on faith, family, free enterprise.
And when we talk about the Hispanic community that's growing here, right now there's a big debate, immigration reform. What do you think needs to happen to come up with this comprehensive immigration reform?
Well, first, the federal government has completely failed us in the immigration system, and they do need to pass comprehensive immigration reform. But I believe in supporting a legal immigration system where those come here legally, and I feel that it's wrong to have people wait in line, do the right thing, only to be cut in front of the line by people who come here illegally. So we need to make sure that our system is set up where people are attracted to this country for the very same reason they have been for centuries, and that's for the aspiration of what America provides, but that it be done in a legal way.
Excellent. And that's when we talk about a road to citizenship. Now, when the pending legislation has a border surge, investing billions of dollars on the border. Give me your take on that.
Well, neither I nor most Americans trust the words coming out of Washington, D.C. We want to see real action. You know, they all talk about border stuff. Most of them don't live on the border. We have the largest border state of any state in the entire country. And we've seen after border surges in Arizona that cross-border traffic has increased in the state of Texas. So I'm losing faith in Washington, D.C., and I'm going to take control here in Texas. I'm going to secure the border by putting boots on the ground, increasing technology, improving coordination among law enforcement agencies. We've seen that that has proven to work in the past. I'll make it work in the future as Texas's next governor.
And as the Attorney General, since 2002, you've been fighting Washington, of course, lawsuits. If elected governor, how will that affect that fight that you've been fighting since 2002?
Well, I have been the general on the battlefield fighting against an overreaching federal government. And I'll be taking my role from being the general on the battlefield to being the commander-in-chief, continuing our fight against the overreaching federal government that's trying to deny us our constitutional rights.
For those new Texans that are coming from different states that are incorporating themselves into the state, what would you tell them if they don't know who Greg Abbott is or they're finding out?
People need to know that Greg Abbott is the ultimate warrior for constitutional rights and for your individual liberty and for state sovereignty. That I will ensure Texas remains the #1 state in the nation for creating jobs, and I will not allow to happen in Texas what's happened in California or Washington, D.C. And most importantly, there's no one who's fought more for the safety of our children than me, and I will continue that effort.
And you know, we've seen that fight for our children here in Texas. Where do you go from here?
Where I go from here is to expand the effort. You know, I've been putting child predators in prison, we need to do even more to make sure that no child in the state of Texas is harmed. But also, we need to arm children with the educational tools they need so they can go into their own successful future. And I want to make sure that every child in the state of Texas has that same opportunity to smile, to hope, to dream, and to succeed.
And last question for the, when we talk about Telemundo, what's the message to the Hispanic community?
The message to the Hispanic community is that there's never before been a candidate for governor who has been as connected with the Hispanic community, who will be embracing of the Hispanic community, who will represent them in the values of what they stand for, which is liberty, which is freedom, which is economic opportunity. And that my wife, if I'm elected, is going to be the first Latina First Lady in the governor's mansion, and I hope to have the support of everyone in the Hispanic community as well as everyone in the state of Texas.
Excellent. Anything else, sir?
And I think you got it all.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Always
My
a
honor.
pleasure.
Great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. Great. Thank you.